He is an Emmy-winning actor, musician, screenwriter, author, and of course, for millions of fans, he will always be Christopher Moltisanti from The Sopranos. Now Michael Imperioli hits the stage with Steve Schirripa and Vincent Pastore for Talking Sopranos. It's a live tour that brings fans behind the scenes, of course, of one of the greatest TV series in history, and it kicks off right here in New York this August. It also, by the way, heads to the UK next year. If you have travel plans to go there, you can catch them twice. Michael joins me now to talk a little bit more about this show and more. So welcome to the Rush Hour. And tell us, what was the reason to bring your podcast back to a live audience? And what are you going to have on the stage that you don't necessarily offer fans who listen to the podcast?
It's just, there's a lot of interactive elements to it. There's a whole section where we just take questions from the audience. So it's always different, no matter where we do it. And we've done it all over the US and Canada and Australia. And then next year, 10 cities in the United Kingdom. So that interaction, people, I think fans of the show really appreciate, you know, and hearing us tell the stories from the first person point of view is exciting for them.
I imagine you get some pretty unexpected comments and questions from a live Sopranos audience, a highly engaged Sopranos audience.
Yeah, you know, you never know what people, sometimes people just share their affection for the show, and you know, when it was on the air originally, that they used to watch it with their parents or grandparents and make pasta on Sunday nights, and that person's not with us anymore, and they have this very nostalgic and you know, very warm feeling for the show. I meet people who say it's like their comfort food, which I find a little bit strange.
You are in New York. You are a New Yorker. You're a business owner here. You have Scarlet and Dahlia, two bars on the Upper West Side. What's that like? What's it like being a business owner in New York these days?
To be honest, it gives me, you know, really great pleasure to, you know, create jobs for people in the city, you know. And a lot of the people who work at the bars are actors, you know, struggling actors and musicians and artists, and not all of them, but many of them, like I was, because I worked in the restaurant and bar business before I made a living as an actor. And I really love that.
Yeah.
And being a part of the community in that way is, I think, really important.
There's a lot of talk now with the mayor's race going on about business owners. Have you been following the mayor's race? What's your reaction to all the energy that we saw in the Democratic primary, especially among young voters?
I think that's, you know, having people engaged and interested in the process is wonderful. I mean, I hope that continues. And, you know, I wish that was always the case, you know, and it should be.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting, Mamdani, who is the presumptive Democratic nominee, has been getting a lot of pushback. The New York Post today has the mayor of Boca Raton saying everybody's going to flee. That NYC SOS was the day after he was elected. That was the New York Post for you. These are the headlines that they've run. But the latest is they're saying people are going to flee to Florida. Successful business owners, millionaires are going to flee to Boca Raton. And the Boca Raton mayor is saying, come here because New York is no longer going to be a city for you. Being a New Yorker, being a business owner, any plans to move to Florida?
No. I mean, I like going to Florida. I actually spent a lot of time there. Just my parents live there, and I enjoy being there. It's lovely. But, you know, I'm a New Yorker. I think if there's fears of that happening, that has to be addressed by, you know, whoever's going to lead us. So hopefully it won't get to that. I don't plan on leaving.
I know you offer free meditation classes every Sunday.
Almost. It depends on travel
on
sometimes,
okay.
But yeah, we've done that for since the pandemic, 5 years.
And you do this, tell me about it. You do it with your wife, Victoria. And what I always find so interesting is this, for example, is one of the posts that you put up before a meditation class. It's very un-Zen.
Well, the irony is, what happened during the pandemic, I would post a lot of things about Buddhism on Instagram. And during the pandemic, people would write me and ask how to meditate. And I would respond, and it started happening so much, I was like, maybe I should make a video or something. And, you know, I asked my teacher if this is a good idea, and he said, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe you should do like a class. So I always found it ironic that the reason why these people are wanting to meditate is because they watched me on TV be this, you know, psychotic, drug-addled killer. So I try to have a little sense of humor about it. It's kind of nice to do that as a community.
It does bring people together, just like you and Steve and now Vincent joining you are doing on these live shows. So I just want to mention once again, Michael's live show starts mid-August, August 16th, right here in New York City.
Sony Hall in Times Square.
In Times Square at Sony Hall. And you can get tickets and also more information and details on it at talkingsopranos.com. Michael, it is always great to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest news and weather updates every 10 minutes and more. We'll see you then.